Over the course of this show, we follow the Pilley brothers Robyn and Daniel's journey as they take a derelict former pub and turn it into a high-end bistro and hotel. In this episode, Robyn brings in a clairvoyant and medium to see if the Bell has any unwanted guests. Then we jump ahead to the grand reopening of the Bell as the Nine Jars Bistro.
Well, I'm waiting at the moment for a clairvoyant and a medium to come and join me in probably about 20 minutes or so. A little bit nervous because the reason they're coming is that the workers have actually had a few things that have happened recently that made them uneasy, almost from the right beginning of the project, when it was obviously a lot darker there, when we didn't have the electricity and it was actually a bit more humid and damp, so it gave quite an eerie little atmosphere. And we thought that might have been the reason that way they were hearing things. But then the activity got more pronounced, more unexplainable, to the point where when they came in one morning, one of the workmen found a knife stuck bang in the middle of the table, and everybody denied that it had anything to do with them. And then we managed to, because we felt were people coming into the building from the outside because some of the windows weren't boarded, but then we managed to board up every single window, so we made it very secure. And then even after then, we came in one day and jam had been spread on some bread. So there was quite a few little uneary incidents like that. Also when people were working upstairs, they had the feeling they were being watched. And there was bumps and noises and things going on. And I mentioned this actually as a coincidence when I went to get my car serviced, and the person who owned the garage was asking what I was doing, and I explained obviously we've taken on this big project at the Bell, and said we were quite excited about it. And he then said to me, "Oh, you do know it's haunted?" And I said, "God, it's funny you should say that." And then I explained some of the things that went on. And I said, "But why do you think it's haunted?" And he said that he actually used to live here and he stayed up in what we're making the hotel. And he said that a lady used to walk the corridors and he used to see her. She seemed to be from Victorian times. And he just talked if though it was quite common knowledge, and he was someone obviously I'd known over quite a period of time, not someone to make up a story, or he wasn't trying to say it to impress me or make me scared or laugh or what have you. So after all of this, I thought I'm going to bite the bullet here, and I looked up a local clairvoyant, a lady called Linda, who coincidentally lived in the same village as me in Hunden. Went to see her, told her what was happening. She actually picked up something about my persona and thought that there were spirits in this new building that we'd got, but she wanted to call in someone with more experience as well as herself, an older lady, a lady called Maureen, who's in her 80s, so she's been around for quite some time and had a lot of experience in these matters. And well, here we are today, waiting for them to come in, and let's see, maybe they'll find something, maybe they'll find nothing, but it's going to be quite interesting.
Yes, I feel very much pulled to this way because I do find it in my body. Yes. That there is something over there, yeah. And I would like to explore that. I'm
feeling the shivers. The
when you say there's something
here.
over there, what are you feeling like?
We don't know until we actually get there, but there is a strength. Something is pulling, and it's over there. That's right. Where I would like to go first.
For me, it's very similar, but I am feeling, I get, like you say, it's a pull, and I feel quite lightheaded, and I feel more lightheaded standing here. That's how I get affected with it. Gosh, there's an awful lot of energy up here. Oh, making me feel a bit sick. How's it make you feel?
Yes, I'm just recovering from climbing up the stairs. But this doesn't feel like the original. Do you know where the original stairs were?
They're further along there. We'll see those in a minute.
Ah, right.
But did you feel...
I felt as I came up the stairs, I'd had this overwhelming feeling of heaviness, and a bit like car sickness, you know, when you sit in the car. To me, that's a feeling of something may have happened here to somebody. It's got a very heavy feeling here.
Stone tape is not necessarily when there is a spirit there. It is when atmosphere picks up a memory of something happening, bad happening in a place, and then put under certain pressure, that stone tape, rather like a television tape, plays itself and you pick it up. And I think a lot of what we're seeing and feeling is exactly that. We're picking things up here that have happened, that have left a pressure and had left a response. So somewhere in there that was not nice. I haven't picked up anything that I would say makes this a dangerous place.
No.
I've picked up quite a few entities that can be here and can be a little bit rude, but there's
We
no...
can all be a bit rude
Yes,
sometimes.
absolutely.
So we can.
But I can't think that there's anything here that's going to make it an
Going to put our
unpleasant
guests off if they're
No,
staying in the bedroom.
absolutely,
But
no,
will
I-
people, if they're staying up here, basically in one of the hotel rooms, are they going to wake up in the middle of the night and see something sitting on their bed at the end of it, or...?
Oh, I wouldn't have thought that for
No,
one
I
minute.
don't think so.
I've got someone's surname of Beckworth. So I think there is someone here, and the name is Tom Beckworth. That would have had something to do with this inn, and from what I can tell from where I'm picking up at the moment, very interested in seeing this place used. When a place gets pulled apart and gets gutted, it does bring in and that's of course why so much of the layers are uncovered, because of the amount of work that's being done here. It sort of opens everything up and changes the atmosphere. But he does go back, I would think, to a later generation, and certainly someone who would have had something to do with the running of this place. I think there's also a link with children here too. So there may at one time have been used as a school or a nursery. There's all sorts of, as I say, layers going back. It's a very interesting place. It was gone before I could say it. It was a little man who would have been about this high.
Like a dwarf.
Yes. and probably a little bit of a humpback. And he was running around picking up glasses and...
Would that have been like the, going back to the 16th
used to call them pot
century?
men.
Yes, yeah.
At the empty
Yeah,
glasses
yeah.
and things, yes.
A lot of activity. Definitely a lot of activity. Definitely feel these rogues though, they had all their stashes sitting there, you know, counting their money and telling everybody what they've done.
Lovable rogues.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Nothing terrible, but this is where they used to sit and drink and tell each other what they used to
Get
up to and who they took money from, and all on the table. I saw it in there, looking at their stashes.
Is there any history of Roman around here? There probably are.
Yes.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
It'd be worth finding out the history of the
Yeah.
area.
And incorporating that with all the
Yeah.
ghost
When you
hunting
were,
and
when
things.
you were talking about hairdressing, and I just thought, yes, all of that's been here before. There's been so much here that has been part of the life of this area.
Yes, kind of what Haverhill needs, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely lovely. I love being in Haverhill. I think it's lovely.
After the break, Lily catches up with the Pilley brothers to see how the opening of the restaurant has gone and see what the staff and locals think of the 9 Jars Bistro. In this part of the show, Lily catches up with the Pilley brothers to see how the grand reopening of the 9 Jars Bistro has gone.
It's looking pretty beautiful. I think we both know it didn't always look like this. Were there any points along the way that you just thought, this is too hard, I need to give up?
Yeah, I mean, you have several of those moments when you go home and think it's never going to come together.
Yeah.
But obviously, you just got to keep ploughing on through and try and keep visualising your goal at the end.
Yep.
And then when it does all come together, and you know, this sort of night seemed it was never going to happen, but now it has. Of course, you feel so much more relaxed and proud of what you've managed to achieve. But it was obviously the maintenance guys who've managed to do it and then handed it over to me and Dan to run the business.
Were there any real moments where you just thought, oh my gosh, today is the worst? Was there anything that stands out as being a real bad day in the office?
Yeah, when our project manager Gary fell through the little hatch there that we discovered, because there was a cellar which we didn't know was there until we disappeared into it. But fortunately we managed to lift him out, and it would have been a disaster if his leg had broken or something, and he wouldn't have been able to carry on.
Wow, I did not expect that. I mean, this place was derelict when you found it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why did you do it? What really inspired you to do this project? Are you from this area? Did you feel like it needed it?
I mean, I've been in this area now for, I don't know, maybe 15 odd years, and everyone was saying it was crying out for something a bit more sophisticated than was being offered before. So you get inspired by going to places in London and Cambridge, etc., and feeling that, you know, people in Haverhill, although we were told they wouldn't.
So basically you built a place that you could go to.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could go for your local pint. It's already filling up. Are you happy with how it's all going?
Finally, yeah.
Finally
we're
open.
Yeah.
But you're still busy, you're still hands-on. I've seen you rushing around. I've had to steal you just to speak to you for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it's just gone way beyond where we expected.
Yeah.
So we've been really hit with, we took on 17 new staff. All have been fantastic.
Big. Are you employing everyone in the town?
Yeah, I think so. I think we probably need about another 17
That's amazing.
to cope with the demand. Lunchtimes are absolutely crazy. And dinners were double booked tonight. So.
And has that been a surprise for you, the lunch as well?
I think so. Yeah. I didn't expect the lunches to be so busy, and obviously that has a slight knock-on effect to the evenings, clearing down, getting ready for the evening. So. Hence the reason I'm running around at the minute and pouring pints and serving the food.
You're doing everything. Are you cooking as well?
Well, I haven't got to that yet.
So how long have you been open for?
This is actually our second week.
Second week.
So it's
couldn't be going any better.
No, you know, as I say, we've almost doubled what we thought we were going to be taking.
Yeah.
So
do you sit back and enjoy that, or is it still like high stress? There's still so much to do.
No, there's still a lot of stress, obviously, because we didn't predict how much we would take. We were a bit understaffed.
Wow.
So we're now catching up on that.
Good problem to have.
Good problems to have.
And then what about Christmas? Are you going to do a fabulous party here, or is it just going to be sold out the whole way through?
We're doing like a New Year's Eve party, which already we think we're sold out for, and we've got a lot of obviously Christmas bookings for the staff parties, etc. So, you know, obviously we're very confident we're going to have a very good December.
Seems like you will.
And then we want to keep that momentum going into the new year. I've got Valentine's Day obviously in February.
This place is all about the details. Is there anything in particular that you have kept, original features that you love the most? What's your favourite part?
To be honest, there was very few original features left. I mean, obviously we've got some of the timber works at the front of the building that are original, but we've put in our own to obviously feed off of that and make that more of a feature. Obviously the bar. I mean, when you look at the bar, what it was, and us sanding it down and changing it into what I think now is quite
different.
Yeah, exactly, and it actually just looks like the type of bar we wanted to have. So that's a nice feature that we've retained. But other than that, I think the building's changed pretty much so much.
Did you manage to keep any of the original features? Because there is a lot of history here.
Yeah, no, it is, because it dates right back to 1600s.
Yeah, it's amazing, incredible.
They say, you know, Dick Turpin could have drunk here. So some of the beams you see are the originals. And so obviously what we've done is get some reclaimed wood to obviously blend them in. The bar is original.
Oh, this is stunning.
So we obviously sanded that down, re-oiled it up.
And this is where it's always been?
Yeah, this is where it's always been.
So for hundreds of years people have sat where I've sat?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if this is 500 years old, but
that it was here when we got
But
it
at least
anyway.
maybe a few hundred.
That's what we'll say, yeah. Oh, hang on, Dick Turpin's name's written there, so maybe it is, yeah.
What was the worst day in this whole journey?
The worst day was
Or
probably...
one of them?
One of them was the opening day, obviously, because, I mean, the opening evening went fantastic, but the leading up to that, the pressure and the stress, fridges turning up the wrong size, we had to recut and shape the bar to make sure they fitted in, and we weren't expecting any of that. It wasn't our mismeasurements, it was the supplier, I must say, but that was stressful. And last Saturday, which was our first full Saturday lunch and dinner, that was immensely stressful because we never thought we'd be hit with such a busy lunchtime. We were underprepared for it, but we coped. We got all the food out. We kept everyone happy, and now we're sitting here and we're getting a lot more relaxed and starting to enjoy it. But I would say we're a bit like a swan at the minute. We're very calm on the top and we're paddling like mad under the water.
And right now, is this place finished? Is it perfect in your eyes? Or are you still kind of every day thinking, oh, I need to change that, I need to change that?
Nothing's ever perfect. I noticed some dust on my Bobby Moore picture in the men's toilets, but you know we're 95% now. And of course, we can add lines and a few pictures and that, but the actual ambience, the music, and the feedback we've got, it's we're very pleased with the outcome.
It's very glamorous. It's very luxurious in a way. It really does stand out in this town. I noticed all the details. You've got a lot of fabulous artwork on the walls, like the toilets are really. I know it sounds silly, but all these things are very important. I think as a customer,
we want
when you
everyone
come
to
in
have a good experience, even if they are going to the
you
toilet.
can feel that. You really can feel that in this place. And what's the reception been like from the local community? Have they been like excited, or is it a bit like, oh, we miss our Bell pub?
No. I mean, obviously the pub had been derelict for 3 years, so.
3 years, not being used.
So they'd obviously got used to not having that. But we got a good Facebook following before we opened, obviously explaining what we were doing and why we were doing it. And then we've been sold out every Saturday, every Friday, most Thursdays. We've done a burger night on a Tuesday. That's always been sold out. So our takings are double what we anticipated.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, and obviously that's thanks to the people who have supported it locally.
I love how Robyn was saying some of his freak out days were when things were really going wrong. Someone fell through the floor, but for you, you're like, no, it was the stress of the opening night.
Yeah, absolutely.
That stuff didn't bother you.
No, I've dealt with construction and that for years, and obviously I managed that project throughout, and that just happens. So.
And what about the name? Robyn tells me something about it's number 9 on the high street. Was it yours that was the final decision, or was it his for the name?
No, I mean actually it was my son. He came up there. I mean, what I've tried to do is obviously realise I'm a little bit older than maybe the generation that we're looking to attract to the place. And James, who's not here tonight, but he's actually going to be running the place. So we put out name ideas, and we had some quirky ones come out, as you do. But the 9 jars came from, obviously, drinks now. A lot of the trendy places are selling their drinks in jars. And obviously we wanted to retain the number 9, and 9 the high street. And then we've really developed on that. So we have 9 whites, 9 reds on our menu. Our gourmet burger night is 9 burgers. Wow. Obviously around the building you can see 9 bulbs across the back wall, and we're really developing in that now. 9 cocktails. So.
Does that become hard when you have to have 9 of everything?
No, but the best thing
9 burgers.
Well, I mean, of course you
can't
do it with everything, and we try and do it with where we can. I think the best thing we found out is we sell Illy coffee, and Illy coffee is made from 9 different beans. And we found that out actually after our name, so it worked really well.
And what about the name of this place? You didn't want to keep it as the Bell?
No, obviously we wanted to totally rebrand it because the Bell had a bit of a reputation as a troublesome pub. So we wanted to obviously show that we were completely different to that. And 9 jars is obviously the drinks get served in jars, and it's number 9 the high street.
Nice. So
yeah.
Hopefully a little bit of good luck there with the two 9s. I'm just blown away. The place is just absolutely astounding compared to what it was before. I mean, there was nothing here What really motivated you the whole time to keep going, to keep going? Did you just have this vision in your head and you just thought, I can't look at this, I've got my vision?
I think the most difficult thing probably for me and Robyn is me getting the vision out to Robyn. I mean, Robyn's been really supportive without me being able to say, look, this is the vision. We're not like a blue chip company where it was all laid out on architectural plans and virtual, designs done. We've done it as we've gone along. We've got a great team of people behind us who have done that. But we've literally I've had it in my head and I've been, no, I don't want that. And I've been really picky and really, right down to the last detail, to the lights on the wall. As I say, I knew what it was in my head. And it was then getting it out there. Unfortunately, we've got a team of people who work with us and have worked with us on other projects who know, what I expect and how we can end up. And the vision is here. It's actually being created.
I noticed tonight one of the waitresses was trying to squeeze some people in somewhere else in the restaurant because you're just chocker fully booked. How does that feel to be booked out
That's
like
fantastic. But what it has meant is that the fact that we've got the cocktail lounge, we've actually been able to sit people in there and they can actually still have some food. And because we do the small plates tapas style, that's actually meant that they can still enjoy the atmosphere and we don't have to turn people away. So the whole vision of the restaurant is working exactly how we thought it would.
It's very London, very city vibe with like cocktails, tapas. It's quite a glamorous place to be. Have you found that to be the reaction of the guests? Have they found it glamorous?
I think it's because it's so unique to Haverhill. I mean, obviously we're at Market Town. Nothing like this ever in the town before. This was the iconic pub right in the centre of the high street. So of course we've had a few people that are finding it difficult to adjust that their pub's been turned into a tapas restaurant, come cocktail lounge, but the actual response from the majority of people has been absolutely fantastic, and hence the reason we're sold out twice over tonight.
Would you do this again?
I think we want to, because obviously we've got the hotel to open. I'd love to do a spa of the land we've got at the back, so we've got enough to keep our teeth into. And to be fair, my brother Daniel's been project managing this, and he might die if I said let's get another pub and do another one.
Yeah.
So I can't have that because my mum and dad would get upset. So
did it bring you guys closer together or further apart? Were there a lot of arguments?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in business together for 20 years, so you have periods where you're very close and other times when you just want to get away from each other. But obviously we've got different skill sets, different personalities, and hopefully we've done quite well, and we want to, so far so good. It's like a marriage, but it's a marriage where you can't get divorced.
What did the local customers say? What have they thought about the place?
As I say, the reaction has been absolutely brilliant, and I think that no one can quite believe that the Bell has been transformed into this building. Obviously everyone's really excited about the future development with the hotel, and the development of the backland, which we're now starting into a spa, which we're now obviously looking at and seeing how we can move that forward.
Thanks so much, Robyn, for letting me be part of this journey. I think it's time we got ourselves a drink.
In the next episode of Restoring the Bell, we jump forward over a year to see how the Pilley's plans for the hotel side of their development are coming along.